In further news in Australia, vaccine hesitancy is starting to appear quite obviously. When looking at the vaccine stats for both August and September, it's noted that those getting the first jab against those getting the second jab are falling to just 89% are going back to get the second jab. That means that 11% of the population, for whatever reason, are seriously concerned about this vaccine. So when you look at the TGA's stats, and there are now over 60,000 official reports of vaccine injury being reported, and we already know from data that those statistics are more like only 1 in 10 being reported, and this is also the case overseas in the United States with their VAERS reporting, that stands to reason that approximately 600,000 injuries may have occurred and only 60,000 have been reported. So when you look at the actual statistics from the TGA and New South Wales or Australian, when you look at the actual statistics from the Australian government's health website and realise that approximately 15 million people have had the first jab and over 9 million people have had the second jab, you start to look at some very interesting numbers. If 10% of the 15 million don't go back for the second, that's 1.5 million less people that will be effectively fully vaccinated. 1.5 million. Now, if 60,000 are the reported injuries, which really extrapolates to 600,000, and just from a very basic standpoint, consider that the average household may be between 2.5 and 3 people, multiplying 600,000 by 2.5, and you're at 1.5 million. So it's fair to say that there is an extrapolation here that means that vaccine injury, reported or not, is creating the vaccine hesitancy, and rightly so, with those deciding not to go back for the second jab. This is going to cause some real friction if the government continues to play down the vaccine passport way, and those that have been jabbed are not going to be allowed to get in, and therefore you're going to have more people who are going to be segregated from society. If the government thinks that it's going to be 20% that won't, and 10% already are in jeopardy, then you're already at 30. What happens when the government demands a third or a fourth or rolling boosters? Will it be that the 89% becomes 75%, becomes 55%? We don't know, but it remains to be seen. These are very interesting statistics as the government is already in a lot of trouble because people just refuse to take experimental medication that is unproven with brand new technology. It stands to reason that you can't mandate any vaccination anyway when it is the Nuremberg Code, the Helsinki Declaration, and the Constitution of Australia that already protects Australians against taking any form of mandated or compulsory medicine.